A brutal opening for Eala as Muchova's clean forehand found its mark instantly. What if a career is defined not by a win, but by a pivotal loss? Sometimes, a single defeat can reveal a player's entire future. That was the scene at the Miami Open 2026, where Alexandra Eala met the brilliant tactician Karolina Muchova. And on this day, the veteran's experience prevailed. But this story isn't about defeat. It's about growth, pressure, and the harsh realities of a brighter spotlight. In losing, this moment might shape Eala's career more than any victory to date. Eala entered the match on a hot streak few young players ever find. She acknowledged feeling good, but admitted that a winning streak brings its own kind of nerves. With the score in her favor, she felt a cautious tension, a need to remain sharp. Still, after her first WTA 1000 title, reaching the quarters felt incredible to her. Her peak performance raised the question, was this simply due to good health? Or was it the payoff from dedicated work on the practice court? She credited a combination of factors: sharp preparation, a solid team, and staying healthy. For her, it was many small pieces finally falling into place, letting her play her best tennis. After her breakout wins, whispers of her potential had become a deafening roar of expectation. The hype was loud, very loud. She was no longer just a promising player. She was now hailed as a future champion, a genuine threat to the world's elite. And that is when everything changes, because with great expectations, the game itself shifts. The pressure builds, opponents adjust, and a player's self-perception is forever altered. Across the net stood Muchova, a veteran who understood that kind of pressure all too well. She was a Grand Slam finalist, a master tactician who excelled in complex mental battles. From the very first point, it was clear this match would be different. Muchova didn't just play. She executed a plan, slowing the pace and disrupting all rhythm. She methodically forced Eala into uncomfortable positions all over the court, pulling her wide, then short, then deep. It was a mental assault, not just physical. From the start, Eala's rhythm vanished, and her free-flowing shots grew tight. Her timing was off, preventing her from imposing her game, a clear sign of the experience gap. Muchova saw her opening, extending rallies and forcing Eala to hit just one extra shot. Slowly, the pressure mounted. Proving top-tier tennis is about more than hitting great shots. It's about making your opponent uncomfortable, a skill Muchova has mastered. But even while struggling, and playing far from her best tennis, Eala fought back. Flashes of her signature brilliance and aggressive shot-making broke through the noise. Yet each time she built momentum, Muchova delivered an answer, showing the difference. That is what top-level experience looks like. It transcends simply playing well. It is knowing precisely when to elevate your game, adapt your tactics, and shut the door. Every time Eala got close, Muchova closed it, her confidence growing as frustration mounted opposite her. Eala kept fighting for answers, but Muchova stayed one step ahead, always controlling the match's tempo. And with one final, decisive play, the match was over. For some, a loss like this after so much hype could be devastating. But this defeat did not erase what Alexandra Eala had achieved. It added to her story by exposing the next level she needed to find. Every rising star eventually faces this moment, where raw talent collides with seasoned experience. It is the moment a player realizes that being good is no longer enough. A player has to be complete, ready for an opponent to test every facet of their game. And that is exactly what Muchova did. The opponent challenged her mind, her will, and her very game. She was tested under fire, and while sparks of brilliance flashed, the champion's steel wasn't yet forged. But this is the path every legend walks, a trial by fire they all must face. They've all been outmatched and outsmarted, but they were never truly broken. Those brutal defeats became their foundation, fueling a relentless drive for more. This is that turning point for Alexandra Eala. Not a loss, but a crucial lesson. Now she truly understands the chaos of an opponent who shatters her rhythm. She sees the high standard, recognizes her own flaws, and knows the work that lies ahead. For her supporters, this is a defining moment. Following a star is not just about the wins. It's about embracing the entire, imperfect journey to the top. The climb has soaring peaks and crushing valleys, glory and agony. That's what makes the story resonate. And it's what will make her eventual triumph taste so much sweeter. When she finally claims her crown, it won't be from talent alone. It will be forged in the fire of this defeat, a crucible demanding she rise again, stronger than before. And even now, her impact on the sport is undeniably massive. Back in the Philippines, a nation of fans keeps watching, believing, and feeling inspired. The sport continues its explosive growth. A single loss cannot halt that momentum. This setback only deepens her story, transforming her from a phenom into a true warrior. That is a struggle people connect with. But there is another consequence. This loss provides a blueprint for her rivals. She is no longer the dangerous unknown. She's been analyzed, her strengths and vulnerabilities now exposed for the world to see. Future contests will be tactical chess matches, with opponents studying the tapes of this battle. They will copy Muchova's strategy, forcing Eala to find a new way to win. She must evolve her game. She will be forced to find new solutions. But this is what separates the great from the good. The power to adapt and return even stronger. The next move is everything. This is where legacies are made or broken. Will this defeat shatter her, or will she turn this pain into pure fuel for her fire? Based on her history, there is every reason to believe she will choose the latter. She has already proven she can rebound from a fall. Her self-belief is not so easily broken. True faith isn't destroyed by a test like this. It is tempered and made unbreakable. Looking forward, her path remains wide open. This changes nothing about her destiny. She is still one of the most electrifying young talents in the entire game. In fact, this loss brings her a step closer to being complete, beyond just winning matches. She now knows devastating defeat, and that painful wisdom is what forges a true champion. Some moments in sports feel perfect, like a flawless, effortless ascent to glory. But the real growth is born from the brutal fight in the trenches. It is forged in heartbreak, because the response to failure is what defines a person's character. Those are the moments that will build her legend. For Alexandra Eala, this loss could become the very cornerstone of her career. It's all about what's next. Greatness isn't built on perfect records, but on the resilience to rise from the ashes. And if we know one thing about Alexandra Eala, it's that she was born for the fight. So yes, Karolina Muchova won the day, teaching a masterclass in experience. But this story is far from over. It is not even close. Because for Alexandra Eala, this is simply the start of a brand new chapter.